Hi, this is the second part of the elf videos that I'm making to show you the elf cupboard being built. I'm not going to show you every step of the way, I'm just going to show you this as the part for gluing it together, and then I'll show you the finishing off and things like that as different things come into play. There's probably as many ways going about this as there are the people that do it, but all I can do is show you how I do it, and it seems to work fine for me. So here we go. You'll see that the pieces for the base are sitting on a magnetic jig. These are the magnets that hold things in place. This is quite a small one because it was bought for quarter scale. You can get larger ones, and if you can afford one, they're like about £30, I think, a decent sized one. I would say get one if you could, because I think they're really useful. I hope that you can see that glue going on there. That's just plain wood glue, and it's going on to any kind of tile. It doesn't matter. This happens to be a glass tile because it just happens to be one I had lying around. They're great because all of this gunk can be cleaned off at regular intervals and you start again. It's a nice clean place to work, and you can just have a little glue around. Tend to put the glue on with cocktail sticks because that way you get a very small edge. But I'm actually running ahead of myself. Before you get the glue out, what you should be doing is putting your pieces in your jig, having a look at them and weighing up which way they go. Now that clearly fits edge to edge, side to side, but it could also go behind rather than in front. So what you need to do is to take all of the pieces and just sort of put them together and have a think about how they're working. Now you can see that's not working. That corner is way too high up there. This is way above that one. So clearly that one does go on the outside edge of the base, right down to the floor if you like, on this thing. But that one is going to have to go inside, because if it doesn't go inside the base like that, you wouldn't get the edges together. So what's happening here is that the back panel is standing on the base. It's going to be glued onto the base on the inside, and the side panel is going to be glued onto the base on the outside of the base here, and on the outside of this back edge of this. So I think I'll start by sticking this onto that. So it really is as simple as putting some glue along this edge. It's quite hard, I think it's quite hard to judge how much glue to put on. It's the old classic, too little, it's not going to stick, too much, you're going to have a mess everywhere. So it's just trial and error, it really is, and you'll come to the point where you think, I kind of know that's right. My thinking is it has to be enough to just be able to sort of spread it out and leave a skim on it, but not so much it's going to squeeze out everywhere, because that's just going to give you problems later. So because I've got this jig, I can get it right into the corner and get that right into it and onto it there. Now there's nothing you can do with this other than really just hang on to it for a bit until it firms up. But if I turn that around, I hope that you can see that it's standing right up against the back here, right into the corner there. So I know that I've got a good right angle, hence a right angle jig. It does make things easier. People do them with, make them with Lego blocks. You can make it quite simply just by putting two very well cut pieces of wood together. I mean, anything you like to make this nice, neat right angle. The magnetic part of this doesn't really matter. If I were leaving it overnight to dry and it was something that wanted that, then these would just go up against it here and help push it back, if that was being stuck onto something. But it isn't. This way around we've got that being stuck onto that. So in effect they're pretty useless for what I'm doing here, at the moment anyway. So there you go, that's about as good as that's going to get. Easy to weigh gently, make sure that it's feeling okay. And now what we're going to try and do is put one of the side pieces onto there. So it's going to go along that edge and along that edge. Doesn't matter whether you put a little bit of glue around here or you put it around there. I think it's easier to put it around this because you can already see what the edges are. Let me just show you the back of that. See, that's nice and flush and neat and not too much glue sticking out, oozing out. This actually isn't as good as I would be doing if I wasn't doing this for camera, because I'd have it nearer to my face and in better control than I have, because I'm trying to keep it for the film. But it's good enough, it will do. Okay, trailing along there. People use little bottles, little plastic bottles that you can get with very fine tips, metal tips on them, a bit like icing a cake. And they use that to apply very fine lines of glue. I'm never ever going to say it isn't as good as this or this is better than that. It just doesn't work that way. You find the thing that works for you, and I'm quite happy with this method, so this is what I do. Okay, you have to forgive me while I turn this round again so I can get it squared up. So there you go. That panel on the side has gone down the side, and that is being pressed into it. Now on this occasion, if I wanted to, I could put the magnets along here to push it in, because that would be pressing into this piece of wood here and hopefully pushing the back into there. But they don't really need to do that. You'll find it will bond reasonably well just by hanging on to it for a while. You can, if you want, do it all very quickly as you can, put the pieces together as quickly as you can and put elastic bands around it to hold it all together, and they square themselves up in that way quite often, and that will do just as good a job. Okay, I'm going to get the other piece on, and after that I may just move on. Yeah, in fact I will move on. I'll show you the finished result on this when I've got several pieces put together. That's just basically showing you how to go about gluing it together.